If you or a loved one are struggling with type 2 diabetes, you should visit the link in the description below. This clinically proven, drug-free program lowers blood sugar to a normal level and can completely reverse type 2 diabetes within just a few weeks. Here's today's video.
The question, can a person with type 1 diabetes eat honey? Answer by Claire Romand. First, let's clear something up. People with diabetes can eat anything that people with normally functioning pancreases can eat. And here's a useful fact, sugar and honey are carbohydrates. Other foods, like potatoes, rice, and grains also contain carbohydrates. All carbohydrates can be substituted for one another as long as the amount of carbohydrates is calculated and allowed for in your meal. Yes, that means that you could have a candy bar in place of your baked potato, assuming that the carb counts for each are equal, and the total carb count of your meal is still within your carb allowance for that meal. It's not the healthy choice, but you could still eat that candy bar instead of the potato, and stay within range. Almost every edible substance contains carbohydrates in various amounts. Sometimes the amount is negligible, meaning that a person can, reasonably, eat as much as they want of this food without causing a blood sugar spike. Other times, the food in question is high in carbohydrates, like honey. Eating honey will cause a spike in blood sugar levels. As I explained above, that is not to say that a person with diabetes cannot eat honey. A type 1 diabetic just has to know the total number of carbs in the meal, and give enough insulin to cover that carb load. For a type 2, it can get trickier, because oral meds and exercise don't work the same as an insulin shot. Insulin will bring your sugar levels down no matter what. Oral meds require trial and error a lot of the time, and aren't always effective if the particular drug doesn't address the specific issue. For example, if the oral meds address insulin resistance, but the problem is that not enough insulin is being produced. This ended up being a longer explanation than I expected, but the gist is, people with diabetes can eat anything they want, as long as they stay within guidelines. One more thing, I have been known to eat a couple of spoonfuls of honey when my blood sugar goes too low. Answer by Rachel Adams. Yes, unless the honey is laced with poison. T1s can eat whatever they want, unless it's poison. No one should eat poison. Answer by Julia Stelding. Absolutely, you just need to be aware of how much, tablespoons, and cover the carbs with insulin. Read the label and count it. Just be careful with diabetic syrups. They may be free if you use only the serving amount, like 1 tablespoon. Use your meter to determine how much you can eat without spikes in your blood sugar. Most foods that are classified as free are also only free in small amounts. Use your meter to determine what you can get away with.